Most people spend their lives chasing money. That's exactly why they never catch it. If I could go back and speak to my younger self, I wouldn't tell him to make more money. I'd tell him to stop thinking about money altogether. That probably sounds ridiculous coming from someone who eventually built real wealth. But that's precisely why you should listen. The biggest breakthroughs in life rarely happen because someone asked, "How can I make more money?" They happen because someone asked, "How can I build something that deserves to exist?" There is a difference. And that difference changes everything. When you're young, it's easy to believe wealth is the destination. You imagine that one day you'll have enough money, and every problem will disappear. It won't. Money solves financial problems. It doesn't solve problems of purpose. If your only goal is money, you'll eventually reach a place where you have more than enough, and still feel empty. Plenty of people become prisoners of success. The world calls them winners. They quietly feel like losers. The irony is that money is often a byproduct of creating enormous value, not the objective itself. People often ask how successful products get built, expecting a complicated answer. The truth is surprisingly simple. Start with people. Not markets. Not trends. Not spreadsheets. People. What frustrates them? What delights them? What makes their lives easier, simpler, more meaningful? When you become obsessed with solving real problems, money has a strange habit of following. Most people reverse the order. They look for profitable ideas first, then search for problems to fit those ideas. That's backward. Real innovation begins with empathy. Money begins with trust. Trust begins with value. And value begins with caring enough to make something remarkable. Another mistake shows up everywhere: confusing activity with progress. People are constantly busy. Meetings. Emails. Notifications. More meetings. They're exhausted. But exhaustion isn't evidence of importance. Busyness is often just sophisticated procrastination. Some of the most important decisions in life look like doing nothing at all. Thinking. Walking. Questioning. Saying no. The quality of a life is determined less by how many things you do and more by how many unnecessary things you refuse to do. Focus isn't about choosing what to work on. It's about choosing what you'll ignore. Every yes costs 100 unseen opportunities. The successful person isn't the one with the longest to-do list. It's the one with the clearest priorities. People love to talk about opportunity. Very few people talk about sacrifice. Every meaningful achievement demands the courage to disappoint someone. If you try to please everyone, you dilute everything, including yourself. Creating something extraordinary often requires rejecting good ideas to protect a great one. Average people collect options. Exceptional people eliminate them. The modern world rewards speed. But lasting success usually rewards clarity. You don't need another 100 ideas. You need one idea executed relentlessly. Another misunderstanding about wealth is believing that expensive things create an expensive life. They don't. Your habits create your life. Your standards create your life. Your thinking creates your life. The objects are simply decorations. Plenty of people surrounded by luxury constantly worry about losing everything. Plenty of people with modest lifestyles possess incredible peace. Which one is truly wealthy? Money amplifies who you already are. If you're anxious before success, you'll likely remain anxious after success. If you're curious before success, that curiosity will keep creating opportunities long after everyone else stops learning. That's why investing in yourself produces the highest returns. Skills appreciate. Character appreciates. Judgment appreciates. The ability to solve difficult problems appreciates. Nobody can inflate those assets away. Nobody can steal them. Nobody can replace them. Technology changes. Industries change. Economies change. Human nature barely changes at all. People will always seek convenience. They will always seek beauty. They will always seek connection. Understand people, and you'll adapt to every economic era. Understand only products, and you'll eventually become obsolete. Many people ask when they should finally enjoy life. The answer that surprises them: now. Not someday. This isn't about reckless spending. It's about being fully present. Call the friend. Take the walk. Watch the sunset. Have dinner without checking a phone every 5 minutes. Success loses its meaning if you postpone living until after you've achieved it. Life isn't something that begins after the next promotion, the next investment, or the next milestone. It is happening while those plans are being made. The greatest risk isn't failure. The greatest risk is becoming successful at something that doesn't matter to you. Bankruptcy is recoverable. Rejection is recoverable. Recovering lost years is much harder. If there's one lesson worth keeping, let it be this: don't spend a life chasing money. Spend it becoming so valuable, so disciplined, so creative, and so relentlessly focused on solving meaningful problems that money has no choice but to follow. Because wealth is a consequence. Purpose comes first. Value comes second. Trust comes third. Money comes last. And that's exactly why it eventually arrives.